This is an event that I myself experienced and still find hard to believe, so it seems even harder to believe to those who ask me about it. In the 4th grade, I nearly died for the first time. I had difficulty breathing for an unknown reason and lost consciousness. I was immediately rushed to the ICU for 5 days. At that time, I was looking down at myself as my consciousness flitted over the bed. Now I think this was probably an astral projection. After a while, doctors, nurses, etc. kept coming to the hospital room and doing things to me. I was in the hospital room. I had no idea what was going on, and when I came to, I was in a place I had never seen before. I was in a place I had never seen before. In the distance below was a large river. The colors were a rainbow gradation all over the screen. It was wonderfully beautiful. For some reason, as I started walking toward the river, I awoke. It seemed I had regained consciousness. Since then, I have seen the beautiful scene I experienced in elementary school 3 times, in 17, 24, and 29. Each time due to an accident or hemorrhagic shock during surgery. I didn't have any astral projection-like experiences. The scenery is still as beautiful as ever. The only thing that was different was that we were getting closer and closer to the river each time. But when I almost died the second time, I began to think, surely that's the Sanzu River? I was beginning to think, that must be the Sanzu River. So when I collapsed the third time and saw the river 2 kilometers away, I was seriously prepared to die. I thought to myself, well, I survived twice, so I guess I can live with that now. I started to head for the river, but on the way there, I had a pitiful fall. However, on the way to the river, I fell down and regained consciousness and went back to the original world. When I woke up, I went a little crazy and it was hilarious. The 4th time was this spring. During the miscarriage procedure, the bleeding didn't stop and my consciousness faded away. As I was fading in and out of consciousness, I asked my husband to help me with the dog I had. I even confessed my love that I had been too embarrassed to say before and that I had played around with my husband's belly button. Another familiar sight. The river was right in front of us. As I started to walk away, a familiar figure descended on the other side of the river. It was my brother who died at 21 when I was in the first year of junior high school. Here he comes again. For the 5th time, I don't think I can do anything for you anymore, so live well, my brother said, smiling with a blue face. I have recovered. He was holding my hand, scratching his half-assed face. He'd been asleep for 4 days. A little inappropriate but funny story. My husband's parents said I was going to die. And they took him to pray to a prayer warrior. When he woke up, he asked me, "Did you play with my belly button?" It's high interest, he cried and laughed. But one strange thing happened during the 4 days I slept. It seems that my dog disappeared somewhere during the day and came back at night. Later, after I was discharged from the hospital, I took my husband and my dog to a temple to make a memorial service for the miscarried baby and to see my brother. There, the head priest came and smiled when he saw the dog. He said, "It's your dog, isn't it?" He had been sitting here for 3 or 4 days, staring at the grave, and by evening he was gone. I was so moved. I was very impressed. I was so grateful to this prankster who was always playing tricks on me. Of course, I had never brought him to the grave, so I wondered how he knew where my brother's grave was. Besides, it is 3 kilometers from my house to the temple. He was a mini dachshund, so he had a lot of stamina, but I was thankful to him for his good health. I promised to eat 1 rank up food. It's Caesar. As expected, he was very eager to eat. Now he's back to being a naughty boy as usual, but he's even cuter than before. I heard that they can no longer hope to have children, but I hope the 3 of us will live together as a family for a long time. Thanks to my brother, too.